Welcome back to a new year, and a new me. You wouldn't know it just by looking at me, but I am a cyborg now. My bones are computers, and my brain is a washing machine. Andrew Tate is unique. He's inspiring men to be proud of their masculinity. The Matrix only succeeds if men are weak. He's taking on the climate agenda and the COVID agenda. These are pivotal Matrix tools to control you, obviously. His reach is enormous. The Matrix loathes this guy. This man just keeps getting targeted by the Matrix. Doctors hate him. We've talked about alpha males on this channel before, but none are more prominent in the community than the King Tato Tornado himself, the absolute peak of masculinity. And thank God, and by God I mean Andrew Tate, because he is here to educate us about the real world. That's right, y'all. We're here to get frickin' red-pilled. It's so funny to me how Andrew Tate utilizes and weaponizes this idea that the Matrix is not only real, but something that is targeting him specifically. Like, you're not the Neo here, Andrew Tate. You are not the chosen one of this story. You're not Spider-Man, you're the symbiote. But only when it's like small and gooey and needs to like stick to license plates on the backs of mopeds to get around. You're a little goo man. And I know that red-pilling is not something new to the internet, but the way that the conversation has evolved around this concept lately is insane. It's no longer just alpha males on Reddit saying shit like, "Wake up, sheeple, the feminists want rights, but nobody asked me, a middle-aged man from Kentucky, what I thought about it, and I'm the main character." It's no longer just that red pilling is like peeling back society to show people the truth about things like masculinity and gender roles and alpha males, blah, blah, blah. No, now it's also that those who don't believe in the red pill ideology have all amassed into some sort of high-profile mass opinion society. And that society? That's the Matrix, baby. That's right, guys like Andrew Tate and Elon Musk, who consistently, almost reliably deny the existence of trans people and consistently make fun of things like pronouns in your bio online, are using Matrix iconography in order to push their personal agendas. The Matrix, of course, being a movie created by two trans women who have gone on the record saying that the movie is representative of the trans experience from a closeted perspective, where capitalism is actually the suffocating force and that opening your mind to the truth is actually an allegory for coming out as trans. And that's pretty incredible when you think about it. But I know that a lot of people on the left tend to get stuck doing this kind of thing, right? Like being like, well, actually, didn't you know what it originally stood for? You look like a fool. But that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to try to morally high ground the alpha male community. I don't need to. They're all little babies. What I'm here to say is, this is a movie. It's not a cautionary tale for people like fucking Andrew Tate. In fact, it's an allegory for an entire different class and gender issue. And it's very easy to look like a huge dumb baby when you say something about it like Logan Paul did, when he tweeted, "The Matrix is real, pray you never become its target." Don't worry, Logan. I won't. And not only because that's impossible, but because I don't plan on scamming people out of millions of dollars anytime soon. Or like our good friend Andrew Tate starting up any human trafficking operations. Allegedly. Even though he admitted it. But in all honesty, like, what a shitty way to just kind of blatantly not take responsibility for your actions, right? The Matrix that these guys are talking about in these contexts is just the court of public opinion. Nobody's targeting you, Andrew Tate. You got arrested for crimes that you chose to commit. And now the internet is laughing at you because you're a fucking idiot. Straight up, if we're gonna be real about this for a second, these people want something to blame, right? And they know that there's this dedicated community in the right-wing manosphere that they can exploit, so that on the other side of their crimes, they can still have this sort of loyal fan base to fall back on. Because they don't care about who they hurt, they don't care about sincerity in their rehabilitation. They don't care about reparation. What they care about is the bottom line. They want to get paid. Logan Paul made that clear when he came out swinging about CoffeeZilla's documentary. Andrew Tate made that clear when he rolled out Hustlers University 2.0. And Elon Musk makes that clear every day of his goddamn life on Twitter. But it's not just those types of dudes that believe this, and I think that's important to keep in mind. Because what Jedediah said in that tweet in the beginning of the video is important. Andrew Tate has a lot of reach. And so does Logan Paul, and so does Elon Musk, and so do all of these people who either identify as alpha males or push this red pill ideology or push this fucking conspiracy that the Matrix is targeting us all. Smaller accounts receive this misinformation and then preach it to their followers, who preach it to their followers, until you have entire subsections of the internet thinking that this shit is real. And it doesn't take much for this influence to spread, and it doesn't take much for people who have these ideologies in their head to start acting on them in real life. I found this news story from literally just the other day. A group of 30 male students in the UK were asked questions about Andrew Tate, his influences, as well as their thoughts on things like rape. About 10 of those 14-year-old students maintained the position, a position clearly and consistently posed by Andrew Tate, that women were responsible for their sexual assaults. And even when the male teacher asked them how they would feel if it happened to someone in their families, some of these kids still maintained that the women were responsible. This is the real shit. It is easy to brush off a lot of the alpha male and red pill shit as like sweaty dudes in their basement, or alpha male influencers giving shitty dating advice like we've talked about before.
Do not approach women.
You're being too nice to women. This is most men's weakness.
But it's important to remember, as much as it's funny to clown on these dudes, that these types of ideologies spread beyond the internet. It affects young men, teenage boys, now, today. I think what's most confusing to my brain, but also makes a lot of sense if you're like an egotistical, narcissistic idiot, is that all of these things need to be fake, right? Like there needs to be a climate agenda, there needs to be a COVID agenda, or like an LGBTQ plus agenda, a feminist agenda, whatever, a woke agenda. It can't be that this shit is real, especially if they haven't personally experienced it. Like it really feels like they have the object permanence of a 3-day-old baby, where it's like if it's not in their field of view, it doesn't exist. But you know what is real to these bozos? All of this. The real world is real to them. It's all a fucking grift. The people at the very top, Elon Musk, Andrew Tate, these guys don't actually believe that the Matrix is out there and it's targeting them. They don't need to believe that the Matrix is hunting them for you to buy it. They just need you to believe it. They need you to believe that there's some globalist conspiracy hunting them down so that you will give all of your time and attention and money to them to make sure that it doesn't also happen to you. And they frame it as you being on the right side of history and preserving something that the woke agenda is trying to take away from you. They want to appeal to the most vulnerable of the masses, specifically younger men who feel like they've been fucked over in some regard, or that they feel like life has failed them in some way. Because if it's all bullshit, if it's all constructed, if it's all a conspiracy, it's not on them. If they're being targeted, then the things that happen to them are not because they're a bad person or that they have made bad decisions. It's some external force that they can blame. It's just a shitty hand they were dealt, which might be true for some people. Not the Matrix thing, but like the not being a bad person thing. But it is certainly not true for people like Andrew Tate. He's a fucking monster. He's a grifter and he's trying to manipulate you every single step of the way. I know I'm gonna have haters in the comments who are gonna say that like, oh, well, all mainstream media and all advertising is trying to manipulate you in some way. Every influencer online has their own biases. I know, but I would rather have advertisers try to like subliminally sell me toothpaste, or for some influencer to convince a bunch of kids that like trans people are human beings, than for someone like Andrew Tate to tear me down to my core so that he can rebuild me in his own image, the image of which just conveniently also wants to buy all of his online courses. Seems kind of fucking shady to me. Anywho, what was this video about? Oh yeah, the Matrix isn't real. Fucking obviously, I hope. It isn't targeting influencers. These people just committed crimes. And they don't want to be held accountable for their actions because, I don't know. Maybe they're narcissistic, maybe there's some sociopathy there, I don't know. But there are better role models out there for young men, and I think that is good, because these people will not be here for you when you get fucked over. And if you happen to be a fan of any of the influencers or ideologies that I've discussed in this video, know that I don't hate you personally, and I don't think that you're a bad person. You might be, I just don't know you. But there is still time for you to educate yourself, be open to multiple perspectives, and just understand that there's no giant conspiracy out there trying to like target you and get you, except the lizard people. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you for letting me rant to you for a little bit. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you have not done so already. Make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.